when you're in the industry for a long period of time, like it has been 10, 15 years, and like you're successful, how do you retain that innocence, and how do you retain that thing and not get affected by this thought that, I know acting, I'm an actor? That takes away the magic, right? Because you know acting now.
I actually feel that we should not measure our work with success and failure. Because when we measure it by success, then when we reach a certain point and when people around us start saying you're successful, we stop growing. Right? So the idea is, what if, say, you reach 70% and everyone around you said, wow, you're the best. And you're like, oh, I'm the best. I'll stop now because I'm the best. But what if you had the potential to go to 95? So it should always be relative to who you are. So self-growth and growth as an actor is constant. So I feel the only constant in life is change. Similarly, when we measure our life with failure, then we unnecessarily bogging ourselves down. And this is what happens with so many actors. See, right now in Bombay, you're fortunate you just did a lead role in 2 films and you've been doing lead role in television before that. But there's so many other actors who are looking for work. So actually 99% actors are looking for work and 1% of the actors are doing lead roles or primary significant roles. Right? So with those 99% people, it becomes about either blaming themselves for not achieving what they're getting or blaming the system.
Yeah.
And that creeps in a lot of negativity. But it's just that acting in anywhere in the world, but especially in Bombay, is just a very skewed demand-supply ratio. There's just far too many people applying for those limited jobs. अब सबको नहीं मिल सकती, और जिनको मिलती भी है समय लगता है, क्योंकि पहले आपको recognition में आना है. Recognition, I'm not saying with the audience, I'm saying recognition with the casting assistant, not even the casting director. So it's like आपको पहले धीरे धीरे उनको आपको जानना पड़ेगा, फिर धीरे धीरे कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर को आपको जानना पड़ेगा, फिर वो लोग आपको ऑडिशन के लिए बुलाना शुरू करेंगे. So there are very few lucky people who get things just like that. So I work with so many actors who are very big, and some of them do measure themselves by success, and then you also see that they're not growing as much. And some of them are just measuring themselves with every film. Was I the best version of, is this the best that I could do in this film? And that's the way to measure yourself. So again, it's not about saying, oh shit, I'm shit. It's not about judging yourself. But it's neither, nor is it about, I have arrived. It's like, I am. It's not about being great. It's not about being shit. You just are, and you're just doing your work. That's it. Just do your work, Shanti se, with all your sincerity, with all that you can give to that particular project. And just once it's done, then move on to the next one. बस करना है, करो, करते रहो बस. एक्टर की लाइफ इतनी क्रेजी होती है, बहुत क्रेजी होती है. मतलब आज कोई यहाँ और कल कोई वहाँ. It's very strange, and it's also people around us who can make us feel a lot of things. So it's very important to, another place where meditation actually really helps. It keeps you at your core. It keeps you with your center, and it's so important to be with your core and your center. Otherwise, you're just flitting like a butterfly. Sometime like, oh, मेरे से तो बढ़िया कोई है ही नहीं. And yeah, I think a time should come in an actor's life when they should say, am I made for this or not? If things have not been working out for a really long time, I think they should just go with their inner gut. Because there are some people who may take 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, but their gut tells them to keep going. Now you need to know that it's your gut and not your foolishness. So that distinction, only the person who's making that decision, because sometimes it takes time. It can take 10, 15 years. We know of actors who are very good actors today, very known, but they had a 15-year journey, and they're really respected today. But they had to go through that 15-year journey to become a brand name. And a brand name is when an audience knows you by your name. That's a brand name. That's enough. Yeah. Whether it's a character actor, whether it's a lead actor, whoever. If they know you by your actual name, the audience, then you're a brand in your own right. So that question only an individual can answer for themselves. So there's this poem by Rudyard Kipling called If. He wanted to write something for his son. So I remember there's a line that if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat both imposters just the same, you know. So triumph and disaster, essentially success and failure, and it was so beautiful for me that he described it as imposters. And imposter he है actually success and failure. You know, they've just come temporarily, because when they come they make us feel a certain way. Success makes us feel wow, and failure makes us feel like shit.
Correct.
You know, but they're both imposters because they're temporary. They're not going to last.
Correct.
So सक्सेस में भी आप ऐसे पागल मत हो जाओ, और फेलियर में भी अपने आप को इतना ब्लेम मत करो, दुनिया को इतना ब्लेम मत करो. सबकी लाइफ में दोनों आएंगे. So I really loved this line, you know, and I think when I was 21, I wrote it down, this poem, on a piece of paper. I used to carry it in my wallet for a couple of years, and this one line really, I mean, all the lines stuck with me, and you must read this poem. It's really beautiful. But this line, I think, made me realize that they are temporary things, you know, and as an artist, especially as an actor, because the highs or lows are extreme, you know, they're extreme. So it's so important to understand this and, you know, realize it.
Like you were saying, no, okay, so many people are struggling and this and that, and the ratio is such that, you know, only a particular number of people can get work. Like, what should people do then? The actors who are, you know, struggling for so many years and they don't know what to do.
I think एक्टर के दो काम होते हैं. एक काम होता है अपनी एक्टिंग पे काम करना, और दूसरा काम होता है एक्टिंग का काम ढूंढना. These are two different personality types. What I've noticed is that with 90% of all actors, they are good in either or. Either there are actors who are very hardworking and keep working on themselves and on acting, and they're always preparing as an actor, but not doing enough to network. And then there's the other kind who are always networking, but not working enough on themselves as actors. They just go to the gym and then they keep doing their parties and networking and all that thing, but not working on themselves as an actor. It needs to be a 50-50 balance, you know. So all those actors thinking काम चल के आएगा, वो कभी चल के नहीं आएगा. आपको अपना कर्म करना पड़ेगा. हाँ, जिसका डेस्टिनी है उसको आ जाएगा. तुमको भी आया था. So डेस्टिनी जब होती है तब होती है, you know. So if it has to come walk up to you, it will walk up to you. But the actor's job is to go look for work actively, and then like, पर मुझे तो पता ही नहीं. अच्छा, नहीं पता ना, तो पहले पता करो कि कैसे करना है. पहले पता करो कैसे करना है. लेकिन मैं किसके पास जाऊँ? अरे एक आदमी से जाके बात करूँ. मैं किससे बात करूँ? तो इफ़ यू वांट टू सिट बैक हेल्पलेस कि मुझे तो पता ही नहीं है, मैं किसके पास जाऊँ, मैं तो गया, कोई मुझसे बात नहीं करता. नहीं, you just have to go out, meet actors, meet assistants, meet directors' assistants, meet casting assistants. You know, just get out. I think just get out of the house. It's so important to get out of the house every single day, you know. So your day as an actor should be divided in both these things. Like, who did I contact today? Who did I try and get in touch with today? ये नहीं कि एक बंदे को तुम रोज मैसेज करते रहो, वैसे नहीं. But just generally to be in the loop. But networking as well as working on yourself as an actor. And for me, working on yourself as an actor is both working on yourself and your acting. It's not just acting. Because जब तक सेल्फ में ग्रोथ नहीं होगी, तब तक एक्टर में ग्रोथ नहीं होगी. तो सेल्फ जितना ग्रो करता जाएगा, वैसे वैसे एक्टर भी ग्रो करता जाएगा. तो एक पार्ट है कि आप देखो आपकी स्ट्रेंथ्स और वीकनेसेस क्या हैं. अगर आपको अवेयरनेस है तो अपने वीकनेसेस पे वर्क ऑन दैट, वर्क ऑन योर वीकनेसेस, ट्राई एंड गो पास्ट योर वीकनेसेस. सो बोथ आर इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट, वर्किंग ऑन योर सेल्फ एज एन एक्टर एज वेल एज लुकिंग फॉर वर्क. एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट.